What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the TB Toycast YouTube channel and another edition of What's on the Pegs. And of course, is Saturday, and it's time to talk about what I'm finding out there on the pegs, out there during my toy hunts, as it were. If you're new to the channel, I do appreciate you checking it out. If you're not new, I appreciate you sticking around. Of course, What's on the Pegs is kind of my version of a toy hunt, a little bit different, of course. I try to do things a little different than others, but it's always kind of fun to see what's out there, to see what I'm finding, to see what you're finding, too. So, as always, let me know in the comments down below, or hit me up on social media at TB Toycast what you're finding, because, especially if it's something unique, something different, something new, that's always fun, of course, and we always have a different variety of different things, because I try to hit a variety of different stores. I'm sure a lot of you guys do as well. Of course, this is episode 27 of What's on the Pegs. Been doing this for quite a while now, so always fun to see what's new and what's different, and that's why we hit the stores, right? Because we're always trying to see what's new, what's different, what's fun, all that good stuff in between. This week started off with a pretty fun little find at Target, of course. We know about once a quarter Target hits us with some new legends, and this one definitely a good one. It is the Ultimate Edition Undertaker. Not our first Ultimate Edition Undertaker, of course, but definitely a fun one. This is probably mid-90s, 94, 95, when he donned the purple gloves. Kind of new-gen Undertaker, as it were. I didn't like the purple gloves initially, but the more I got into it, the more I was like, okay, that's a really cool look. He's, of course, got the purple gloves. He's got the long coat. He's got the hat, 3 heads, and the Phantom of the Opera mask. So cool. And the first time ever the Phantom of the Opera mask molded on, that was an interesting thing, because that was, I believe he actually got his orbital bone crushed by Mabel, like legitimately, and had to wear the mask for real. But we've never got that molded on. That was always kind of an accessory because it was a short amount of time. But man, it did a lot for his character. I always felt like that mask did a lot for the Undertaker. So again, the Ultimate Editions, as you can see, $34.99. They don't give these away, but man, they are really, really good. You even got a tie accessory, so you really get it is like an Ultimate Edition. It really is like, if you were going to get an Undertaker figure, this would be the one to get. So very, very cool. I don't really collect Ultimates, but I do like this one a lot, so always cool to see a new Ultimate Edition out there on the pegs. And then, of course, Star Wars, always a popular thing on any toy aisle, but how about the Astromech Droid Holiday Edition? Of course, very similar mold to R2-D2, but with the Santa colors. Of course, Star Wars, no stranger to the Christmas or Halloween-themed action figures. I've always thought these were really cool. They've also, like I said, they've done Halloween as well, but a couple of new Christmas ones have been hitting recently. I think those are cool, and honestly, that's kind of what got me into wanting to collect Star Wars. I wish more Hasbro toy lines did this. I would love Marvel Christmas or Marvel Halloween or G.I. Joe. Transformers, it might be a little harder to pull off, but those 3 for sure would be really, really fun. So hopefully it's something they consider doing in the future. I think it's super cool, but always cool to see a new Star Wars figure on the pegs. These are definitely really, really going to be a lot of fun. They are huge all over the pegs. I've seen them everywhere. It is, of course, the Masters of the Universe Transformers crossover line. We've got Bumblebee armor, Man-at-Arms, and we got Megatron armor, Skeletor. These retail for about $33. So again, they're not giving away. They do come in a big box. They do have a mini comic. That is pretty fun. We know Wave 2 is going to be Optimus Prime armor, He-Man, and Starscream armor, Scareglow. Very, very, very cool. I think those are going to be $29.99. I have the feeling with these price shifts, it is tariff related. Because again, I feel a lot of these companies probably took a bath when the tariffs went up because they'd already set prices, and then the tariffs go down. So it's like they're all trying to even it out. They're all doing the best they can. But if the prices do go down, I can at least take some solace in that. Okay, they're trying. They're not trying to rake us over the coals, right? So it is what it is, and you have to vote with your wallet. If $33 is a little too much for you, I totally understand. Maybe this line isn't for you, but it is cool, and getting a crossover with Masters and Transformers is excellent. And it also shows that Hasbro and Mattel are working together. This could be a pretty big deal. Could we see WWE Star Wars? Could we see Marvel WWE? All that's definitely possible. We've seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles WWE, and now we're seeing Street Fighter WWE. Anything's possible, I guess. We'll have to wait and see on that one. The Playmates Power Rangers figures. We finally saw some new ones on the pegs. With the Putty Patrol here, of course, Rita Repulsa over there as well. Initially, these all hit at Walmart, and you could pick up all the male Rangers and Rita. And I remember thinking, like, well, where's Goldar, where's the Putty Patroller, and where are, Kimberly and Trini, the Yellow and Pink Ranger, respectively. I never saw them. I think a few people may have, but I never saw them at any of the Walmarts I went to, and there was tons of these figures. I know these may not be for everyone, but that they retail for about $11 in this day and age. I will take that all day long. So I have picked all these up. I picked up the Putty Patroller just the other day, so I'll be unboxing those soon. I've already unboxed the Green Ranger and the Red Ranger on the channel. The rest will be coming eventually. I do three a week. That's not very many in all retrospect. Kyle Peterson does 4 a day, so it's a lot. But very, very cool to see this. Different changeable hands. I think that's a really fun feature for the Putty Patrol. And also, what's cool about this is you could buy multiple of this guy, change the hands out. And you got a couple of different putties because you could do so many combinations with 4 different hands. You could do a lot of combinations, and it looks like his head even comes up according to the Try Me feature, which is pretty fun. So definitely cool to see the Putty Patroller. And also, I do regret this. I did not pick up the Pink Ranger or the Yellow Ranger on this day, and I have not seen them since. That was a mistake. I think they are on Big Bad, but Pink Ranger's got like the little skirt that she would actually wear. So that's a nice improvement because I know in the previous renditions, her figure was always the same, while on the show it actually looked a little bit different. Now, the Yellow Ranger, similar to all the male Rangers, but I believe on the original Japanese Sendai series, the Yellow Ranger was a guy, so they did a little bit of creative change on this, so definitely not a big deal, but I wish I would have grabbed these when I saw them because they are gone now. So we'll see what happens, of course. This is another interesting piece that I saw. It is a DC Sonic the Hedgehog crossover. We're seeing a lot of crossovers here. It is a Darkseid figure with 3 Sonic figures. You get, oh my gosh, who is it? Well, Power versus Speed Pack. Are they all in different? Is this a different language? I don't know. I know that Knuckles is the Flash. No, that's Sonic is the Flash. Yeah, but it doesn't say their names. That or it's in a different language. I don't know. But definitely a cool set for sure. We're seeing these more and more, and this is of course from Jakks. So Jakks obviously dipping into the DC line. I know a lot of people were thinking these might be in scale with Marvel Legends. They are definitely a lot shorter. Darkseid might be closer, but I know the other ones that come with the characters are definitely a lot shorter. So, but again, they may make more down the road. Who's to say? But a lot of people have their hands in DC these days. Obviously, Spin Master is still doing DC. Mattel is getting back DC, at least kid baselines, which would be probably stuff like this in 2026. So it'll be interesting. But it's a cool set. It's not for me, but it is a fun set. So definitely not something I would pick up. Always cool to see new DC Multiverse on the pegs. We've got Sandman, we got Mr. Miracle. These are, of course, Gold Label Target exclusives. We used to see these a lot. I don't feel like we see them as much anymore. Again, maybe not. With DC Multiverse, I do go a little hot and cold sometimes. And I think a lot of it has been like their sharp price increase. And I understand there's tariffs and things like that, and that's maybe out of their control. But these were $20. Now they're $25. They were $22 previously, but their collector's edition figures are $30. They went up to $35, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I understand, but that seems like way too much for what you're getting. Again, you have to vote with your wallet. The Sandman and Mr. Miracle are not necessary pieces to any collection, in my opinion. They are cool to get, though, so I guess it depends on what you're wanting at that time. And I say this a lot. You got to find your joy. If for whatever reason you're like, you know what, I really want to collect, a vintage toy line, or I want to collect Marvel Legends, then maybe these don't hit right then and there. But, I think you'll eventually find these, whether it be eBay, Amazon, whatever it is. They may be a little bit more than what you're paying now, but that's where you have to just kind of decide, okay, now I want to get them. And at this moment, for me, didn't need them, so I did pass on this occasion. This one was a cool one, too. I don't collect movie-based or TV-based figures. The only exception I made was Adam West Batman. But seeing this deluxe Peacemaker was really, really cool. Of course, you got an extra head there. Got a couple extra helmets. A really cool John Cena as well. It's kind of cool to get him in the McFarlane line, obviously, because we see him in Mattel all the time. But this is not the first Peacemaker they've done, but I believe the last one was based on the Suicide Squad movie he was in, so very cool to get him. Peacemaker, I know, is doing very, very good business. I think the second season just went up on HBO Max. I just canceled my HBO Max. I bundled that, Disney Plus, and Hulu all together, and it was $16.99, and I was okay with that. 3 streaming services, $16.99. That's not horrible. They emailed me, hey, it's going up to $19.99. I was like, you know what? Done. The way I look with a streaming service, if there's something I want to watch, I can sign up in less than 30 seconds. So I am not worried about it. But again, your mileage may vary. You gotta vote with your wallet. You gotta decide what you want in that moment. And so for me, I'm like, you know what? I can put this on hold, and if there's something that comes up that I really want to see, I can sign up at any point. But this is a cool Peacemaker figure, no doubt. Let's see some more DC Sonic figures. So we got the Flash, the Sonic as the Flash, Silver as Green Lantern, and we got Amy as Wonder Woman. So that kind of clears up that box set a little bit. That was Silver as Wonder Woman. I still don't remember that other character for sure. That might have been Shadow. Shadow as Batman. Again, not 100% sure because I believe those names are not in English. So that might have been a rare one that I didn't even notice when I initially snapped the picture. But cool to see these. Single release, $19.99 for these. A little much for me. It's an easy pass, but still really cool. Gargantos. Now this is quite the figure, $69.99. It ain't a cheap one. It is a cool Marvel Legends though, from the Marvel Gamerverse subline. This is a pass for me because it's such a big, unusual figure. I don't feel like I needed it, but it is kind of cool to see, and good on Hasbro for giving us something different. And again, all original molds, nothing that you can say would be different, but definitely cool. So. A fun piece. Like I said, I saw a video where Kyle Peterson actually unboxed this. Very, very cool to see. And if this is something you're into, it's a good get for sure. This is a cool 2-pack here from McFarlane Toys. It is the Bizarro Bat Zorro 2-pack. I do have this. I have not unboxed it yet, but I love the cartoon version of Bizarro, and Bat Zorro is such a fun, unique character as well. And if you look closely, the Batman logo is actually upside down. Excellent touch on these. So that's definitely a cool 2-pack. $39.99, not a bad price. If you want to pick this one up, this is of course at a different secondhand shop, but still very, very cool to see. And then rounding out this week, some more Marvel Legends Toy Biz. I unboxed a couple of these on the channel so far, the Punisher and Captain America. Check those out in the archives. But we got Bullseye here, and we've got Havoc. Of course, Havoc 35, part of the Giant Man Build-A-Figure series, and Bullseye is $20, not a bad price, part of the Galactus Build-A-Figure series. Of course, they make massive figures, which is kind of fun. But yeah, I've always liked these. They come with comic books. Like, what's not to like about this? Always thought these were cool, and I think it's going to be a slow go, but I am going to pick apart and start collecting a few Marvel Legends Toy Biz, as it were. So definitely fun stuff. But thank you all very much for checking out this edition of What's on the Pegs. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, check out the podcast, and check out some of my unboxing videos. I do 3 unboxing videos every single week. This week was a great week for unboxings. On Monday, I unboxed, oh my gosh, if I can remember, I have the stuff I unboxed. There's so much that I'm going through. On Monday, I unboxed the Mattel Masters of the Universe Masterverse New Eternia He-Man figure. That was a lot of fun. Finally cool to get He-Man in that collection. Got that unboxed on Monday. On Wednesday, I went to the world of Jada Toys and Scooby-Doo with the new Shaggy Rogers figure. I am in love with this line. This new Scooby-Doo line is incredible. I got a couple more of those I need to unbox. That was, of course, on Wednesday. And then on Friday, I went back to the world of McFarlane Toys and DC Multiverse with the Vampire Joker. This was a Walmart exclusive way back in the day. Had some blood on it, too, which is kind of interesting. I dive into that, of course. So check that out. That went up on Friday, yesterday, if you're watching this on Saturday. Of course, also check out the TB Toycast podcast, wherever you get your podcast, new episode. This week, Steve Hoker joined me. We talked Cops and Crooks, which was a lot of fun, as well as a bunch of other news and things in the world of toys. So check that out as well. Thank you all very much for checking out the TB Toycast YouTube channel. This was What's on the Pegs, and we will see you in the toy aisle.
Yeah. One more time. It ain't over till I say it's over. So lock the cage up, cause this is a takeover. The wait's over. If this the final time we meet, then you'll be on your back on my feet. Then I'll tip the cage over as a hangover. I'm super fly so I can splash off the top. And I can shut down the shot.